Communities around the island have long complained about water shortages, with some residents staying without water for months. Now, 9 foreign investors have expressed interest in a new public-private partnership water and sewage company. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works, Ben Emmanuel, says securing an adequate and reliable water and sewage service will cost $350 million. Emmanuel says government invited the private sector to participate in the provision of the water services because the public budget could not support such an investment program on its own.
The whole intention of the public-private partnership of the water sector is to bring in both capital and expertise into the water sector that will result in the expansion of the water services, water and sewage services that is. In terms of reform, the reform would be a reflection of government's policy. But remember, we're really talking now of ensuring the sustainability and improvement in the water services sector in general.
He says the island's total demand for water is expected to increase significantly due to population increases and expected economic growth. At present, the water and sewage company is unable to meet the total demand for water. Emmanuel says the new public-private partnership company is designed to ensure that St. Lucia has a sustainable and reliable water supply.
Therefore, the model being pursued by the government recognizes that you would need to bring in private sector partners with the requisite financial capacity as well as the technical and operational capacity to allow that expansion and development of the water sector to take place.
He says the new public-private partnership company is expected to be finalized by January 2009. Emmanuel says before this is done, a series of public consultations will be held to get feedback from the people who will be impacted most.
There is need for us to move aggressively in terms of the public participation or consultation on this entire exercise, and that is also one of our next orders of business to ensure that the public concerns and the public input is reflected as part of this entire exercise.
The foreign interest in the partnership will account for 40% of the shares in the new water and sewage company. The government and the National Insurance Corporation will each hold 20% of the shares, and the remaining 20% will be tendered solely to private St. Lucian investors. Shannon Labonne, HTS News, Channel 4.